welcome back to another video. So today I am going to be reviewing the Yeezy Butter 350 V2. So I recently went on a trip to New York, and if you've seen that video, I did briefly show them in a part of the video, but I thought you don't really get Yeezys that often, so I decided to do not an unboxing, more of a review video on them, just because now I've had them for about 2-3 weeks, so I've kind of like seen the good parts, seen the bad parts, so I just thought I'd give you a proper look at the new Butter Yeezys. So first of all, let's talk about where I went to get them. So I went to go and get them in Stadium Goods, which is downtown Manhattan. So I had seen it on like the Complex show where they get all the celebrities to go and buy some shoes, so I'd seen it there and I thought that must be the best shop to go and get those types of shoes, so I went there. And I have to say, very disappointed. So we went in, security on the door, that's fine, because they've got some really expensive stuff in there. It was really busy, and I can understand why the staff were so frantic, because 99% of the people in there were just going because it's quite a famous shop to just look at all these shoes. Barely anyone bought anything, so I can understand from their point of view in terms of that. So the Yeezys were in this trophy case, so I went, so can I try some shoes on? So she said, yeah, which ones, can you go and get me them? I said, well, they're in the trophy case. She went, oh right, okay, with a bit of a face. So I pointed at the ones I wanted, and then they go behind this wall and they say they order them down, so people bring them. And it took a real long time for them to, I mean, I had to ask them like 3 or 4 times, like, because it was like half an hour wait to get these shoes. They eventually came out. You only allowed one at a time, simply because they don't want you to run off with them, which I can understand, but if I'm spending £345 on shoes, I kind of want to try them both on. So you tried one on, and you have to put the shoe down on the carpet. You can't put it down on the wooden floor in case you scuff it, which I can also understand because they are like a collector's shoe. So I tried that shoe on, and I originally tried a 10, which was way too small. So I tried a 10.5. That was perfect, but as the woman said at the shop, always go half a size up in case you want to wear thick socks with them. They will be really uncomfortable. So I ended up actually trying an 11. They were still quite tight, so I think, yeah, I ended up getting an 11.5, but that is an 11 in the UK. So then I got to the checkout, and I used my debit card that I told the bank I was going to America, so that should have been all fine, and tried it 3 times. They didn't accept my debit card, which was weird, and I called the bank the next day and it hadn't even gone through. So it was such a weird scenario, the card. So Catherine came to the rescue as always and said, just pay me back for them when we get home. So we did that. It was just the whole checkout scenario was just a weird situation. Like, I'd never. Oh yeah, and then she was also said, so the shoes were on there. She went, have you tried both of them on? Because this is non-refundable. I was like, oh no, I haven't tried the other one on. She literally made like a whole new tiling floor made out of Stadium Goods shopping bags on the floor because you had to put your feet down. It was just all a bit. It was definitely an experience. Like, if you go to New York, go there, because even if you're not gonna buy anything, honestly, it's like a different. It's like a culture. It's mad. So I bought them for $315, but then in America they don't list it with the tax, so it ended up being like $345, which comes to about £269, which for Yeezys, considering nowadays the V2 350s drop for around 170 quid, that's only £100 more, and really, I think that's brilliant. And interestingly, I went to Flight Club 3-4 days after I got these to go and get the Yeezy 500s, and the Butter ones were there, and they were $750 there. So it really does show, you buy these shoes, you can make your money on them. I did actually consider getting 2 and selling the other pair, but I don't really have enough room in my case. So this box has gone a bit tatty because it was in my suitcase. So they come in the traditional 350 box, and then on there it says Boost. This side you have the Yeezy Boost 350 made by Adidas, and then on this side you have just your sizing, the Stadium Goods label there, and then I think it's the same on both sides with the Yeezy Boost 350. Then this is by far probably the best shoebox. The way that it pulls out like that, it doesn't open on the top. I actually much prefer that. They have these stopper things in them though. It's ripping the box. Absolutely impossible to do this. And then you just get your standard, you know, your tissue paper. Your tissue paper that you get with every shoe nowadays. And then, so I have worn these a few times, so I think the tag is still in here if I find it. So the tag here, this just comes on the shoe, so you have just the verified, just a typical barcode there, and then this is like the just like a note to say about the discoloration of the shoes that will eventually happen apparently. So these are the Butter Yeezys, as you can see here. So these are the Butter Yeezys. Thumbnail. So everyone knows the shoes. You have the knitting down the front, and then on the back you have the cushioning here, which is really, really good. That's just standard. And then you have the 3 stripes, which light up with the flash of the camera. And then inside, they are pretty basic, but I actually like that. They are probably one of the most comfortable shoes, except from the fact the toes, it is quite tight on there. So actually when you walk around for a while, they can be quite sore on the toe. My favourite detail on the shoe is this arch here. I think that looks really, really nice. I prefer the inside to the outside of the shoes. And then you have your traditional thing, the way that it hooks out the back. I had never considered this colour of Yeezy, like, ever. I had always thought if I was ever to get one, it would have ended up being the all white. But when I saw these, the all white, were they there? I think the all whites were there, or they might have been out of stock. But even though, when I saw these, I thought these are really nice because I don't like the black ones with the stripe down the side. I'm not a major fan of the grey ones. The only other really ones I like are the blue zebra ones, because I'm just not like I just don't like the proper like in your face, because you actually can't wear them with many things, whereas these, I like how they're not completely white because they're a bit different, so they are going to stand out. And it is probably the best colourway that I have seen after seeing them all in person in the shop. I think that these are definitely by far the best, because you've got the laces, which are kind of like a fluorescent yellow, which is nice, but it's not in your face. And the shoe, it is still kind of white, but it has that tint. And then what I love, they are dirty on the bottom because I have worn them, but you have that kind of two-tone sole. I like that because then at the back you have that detail here, so it's like the changing colours, which is really nice because I think that adds something to the shoe so they're not plain. But all in all, they are probably the most they are like wearing slippers, no joke. They are so comfortable. But my one worry with them is how am I going to keep them, like how would you keep them clean? Because the material does tend, the sole interestingly scuffs so easily. Just by like hitting a mark, it gets like a black mark on there. So that is really difficult. So I am going to research ways that you can protect this bit, because it is rubber. So it's a hard thing to protect. And like, I wore them at the airport and someone rammed their suitcase into the, just like when you move your suitcase, and it literally made a massive black mark. Which the advantage is you can rub it off because it's rubber, but that is eventually going to wear down the shoe, which you don't want to do. So that is a difficult aspect of the shoe. And as well, the material on the shoe itself up here is it does tend to absorb all types of marks and materials. So I got this, which is the Crepes London spray, which I am yet to spray, just because I watched some things and people said try it with other shoes first, so I haven't got round to it. But I bought this in Champs in Times Square, which is supposed to be really, really good for these kind of shoes, although I think it is actually a British brand, so why I bought it in America, that's something that I'm never going to know. But all in all, these are a great shoe. They look good with everything. Jeans, amazing with like a tracksuit. Shorts, they look really good with like calf-high socks. So all in all, I completely would recommend these shoes. Although, one thing that I have noticed from getting the Yeezy 500s, if you want a shoe that, the Yeezys used to be the shoe that everyone wanted because you couldn't get them. But as Kanye said, everyone will get a Yeezy who wants one. So they aren't the shoe that they used to be where no one has them. Like, that's just not what they are anymore. They are a shoe that a lot more people have. Like, I have noticed just walking through the streets, so many more people have them. Want a shoe that no one else has and you want to be a bit different, definitely get the Yeezy 500s. They are a great shoe. I will do a review on them probably next week. But they are a fantastic shoe, but you just can't. These are the best in their market. So you've got like the NMDs, and the throwback Nike Rochers. These are by far the best in those kinds because still not everyone has them. Like, people will spend money to get them, but not everyone is gonna follow that. So I absolutely love this shoe. Would recommend it to everyone. Just a fabulous, fabulous shoe that, you know. So, what can I say? Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe as usual, and I will be back probably later this week with another video. Thank you very much, guys, and I shall see you later.